Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dylan, I'm 30 and these events happened 14 years ago. I suggest you all get snacks drinks for this. I was an angry 16-year-old guy, finally in my last year of high school. Nothing but a waste of 4 fucking years. I lived in a town 45 minutes away and traveled by bus every morning to this shithole school. The school was a huge block of land with over 700 staff and students, 4 separate grade blocks, over 100 students divided between 5 classes, and outside the classroom doors was a huge round foyer the size of 1.5 classrooms with 4 couches for students to relax at break times. We also held our grade assemblies there. It's beyond me how over 100 students plus 5 teachers could fit in that room. My time there in finer detail so you understand my rage. In grade 7 we were stupid 13-year-olds, grade 8 we matured a bit, everyone was finding their friend groups. I was diagnosed with epilepsy that year and I was born autistic. Grade 9 was kinda good, better teachers and subject choices. We apparently had our classroom teachers for both years. Grade 10 is where the drama began. We were cursed or possessed before the year started. It felt like the universe had turned on us. Nearly everyone was judging-mouthing me. I fought back big with physical threats. I was bullied in primary school and I won't put up with it again. The guys turned into fuckheads, the girls were mouthy motherfucking bitches. Tensions flooded the whole grade and pushed the teachers to their limits. Once in a grade assembly the head teacher Mr. Stevenson finally reached his breaking point. I sat on a couch that day and braced myself for a migraine when his expression turned to lecturing. He told us guys to stop acting like fuckheads or something, I can't exactly remember. Then he brought out his dangerous side in a snappy voice which resulted in me choking back my laughter. Thank God he didn't hear it. And girls, all this bitchiness, it stops now. There were like a few people including myself who actually behaved, and the only people I never had a problem with despite everything. I had 2 good mates, Zach, Chris, who stuck by me since grade 7. I had a 3rd friend, Dalton, but he hung out with a few others who I hated, but we always said hi. I wished I could have started those 4 years over again with different students and make more friends, but you can't change the past. It was a stupid boring day as always. Second period just began. I was begging for lunch to get here. My class had multiple friend groups, 7 guys at the back, one of them I had a mouthy brawl with every day, 3 guys 3 girls in the middle of the room, separate groups. 2 culture boys who just spoke their own language, 4 girls at the front, Nicole, Elise, and twins Carly, Laura. Those 4 I got on real good with, polite, well-mannered, and they always said hello wherever they saw me in the foyer. I gave a polite hello back, or we might have a little chat. Lucky last was me. I sat alone. I'm a keep-to-myself person because of my disabilities. My teacher Mr. Innes was a good teacher even though he annoyed me sometimes. For what felt like hours later the PA system came to life. Ding dang dong. I ignored the principal's voice right away until he said something about a code black. What the fuck are you on about? I scoffed to myself. When I heard the words lock all doors I glanced at the code sheet next to the whiteboard and read code black was lockdown. His tone of voice sounded like he was making the useless morning announcements which everyone ignored. Mr. Innes locked the door, covered the glass window with a huge sheet of paper and shut the curtains. I heard other teachers going out into the foyer to lock both doors and close the curtains. I found this amusing. The school went dead silent. The room was black as hell. I could make out some faces. No one looked scared. It instantly came to me this wasn't a drill. I live in a very peaceful state with over 700,000 people and nothing like this has ever happened at any other schools or colleges. The air was so thick you could cut it with a knife. I wasn't scared. I'm not scared of anything, but it was so quiet a small thump would make everyone jump. I tried listening for voices and sounds of forced entry but nothing. Questions filled my head. Is it in or outside the school grounds? Are we safe? Is it deadly? Will we be attacked? What the hell is it? Fear finally overtook me and I assumed we would be attacked. I'm tough as hell, so fight and flee was a piece of cake. Deep down I'm a dirty physical fighter. No one saw that side of me. I save it for emergencies. I scanned the classroom seeing everyone's expressions. They all seemed confused and bored. When my eyes shifted towards Nicole, Elise, and the twins, they were a different kettle of fish, I must say. Every day they giggled and laughed their heads off in class. Seeing the 4 of them quiet as a mouse was just weird. The classroom felt different, like a room that never existed. Finally we got the all clear. At lunch everyone was laughing as the rumor spread like fire, saying that a student in our grade held the principal up at knife point. He wasn't hurt though, which was a good sign. That student was instantly expelled. The entire grade ended up in tears of laughter about the whole thing. This happened during the COVID lockdown year when our school had reopened only for a few students. I was 17 and had to go in for an afternoon exam. Normally our campus had around 800 students, but that day there were barely 20 people in the entire building. Most classrooms were locked, chairs stacked, lights off, and the hallways felt empty and echoey. It honestly didn't feel like a school anymore, more like an abandoned building. After finishing the exam, 5 of us were waiting for our bus inside the main block with one teacher. Around 3:40 p.m. the speakers suddenly beeped and the principal announced a code red lockdown. We all looked confused because there were hardly any students there. Our teacher quickly locked the door, turned off the lights, and told us to stay quiet. The room went completely dark and silent. At first we thought it was just a drill, but then we heard running somewhere far down the hallway. Not normal walking. Actual sprinting. A few seconds later something metallic hit the floor loudly, like a chair or locker being kicked. Everyone froze. The teacher slowly peeked through the door window and immediately stepped back looking pale. He whispered, "Stay down." We crouched behind desks while the noise got closer. We could hear doors being forced open one by one. Bang. 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 Like someone was checking every classroom. My heart was beating so loud I could barely hear anything else. Then footsteps stopped right outside our room. The handle shook hard, like someone actually trying to open it. Not testing it. Pulling it. Trying to get in. Someone outside banged twice on the door and dragged something across the floor. It sounded heavy. None of us moved. After a few seconds the footsteps rushed away toward the stairs. About 10 minutes later police sirens filled the campus. The lockdown lasted almost 40 minutes before they announced it was safe. When we finally came out, there were police everywhere and one of the back windows near the science block was completely shattered. Later we found out a former student had broken into the school carrying tools and had been trying to enter multiple classrooms. No one knew what he planned to do, but he was caught hiding near the storage rooms. If our door wasn't locked, he would have walked straight into our class. After that day, the empty school never felt peaceful again. Even now, whenever I hear a hallway echo or a door handle shake, I remember sitting in that dark classroom, realizing how trapped we actually were. It was nearly the end of the year with only a few months left and finally goodbye high school. I won't miss you. I was so excited as it was almost the end. This day however was about to turn awesome. As always we were stuck in class working. I was checking the clock every single second begging for lunch to come. My class didn't change except for Nicole, Liz, and the twins, or as I now called them, the laughing hyenas, more giggly and even worse. When they were laughing in the foyer I was expecting them to lose their voices. The PA system came to life. Ding dang dong, the principal as always. He said something about a code gray, his tone casual again. He just said lock the foyer doors, keep working until further notice. Mr. Innes explained there's someone untrustworthy around the school. My heart pounded with excitement. Now this is awesome. So someone wants to break in. Try it, I dare you. I'll take you on. I could hardly concentrate on working with my heart racing with excitement. By lunchtime there was excited chattering in the foyer. A few students were standing in front of the windows. I dashed out and got a front view of a window. I nearly demanded a teacher to unlock a door so I could run out to record everything up close. 2 security guards were talking to someone. The conversation was getting heated by the second. I screamed to myself, come on, fucking fight them, run, do something. A minute later whoever this person was, they walked away with security tailing them. Later on Mr. Innes said someone was just having a bad day. Bullshit, I muttered, unless anyone found out the truth I think I'm the only one who did. Skip forward a year. I was 17 and in my first year of college. I was nervous as fuck on the first day. I was one of few others from high school going there, but I instantly loved it. A few days later I was enrolled in a special needs class for kids with disabilities called Room 42 for 2 years. Everyone else went to the other college. I made new friends with most of the students. I actually became popular with some of the girls. My third friend from high school, Dalton, was there as well. Our friendship grew closer. Zach Chris went to the other college, but we always caught up in town. All 4 of us are now lifelong mates. The teachers and teacher aides were amazing. Mike and Rachel were the head teachers of Room 42. My favorite teacher aide was Annie. She was in 4 of my 5 subject classes. Her friend Leandra, also another teacher aide, was in my other subject class. The teacher aides were sorted into subject classes around the college with the Room 42 students to keep watch on them in case something happened. Year 11 was awesome. I was more behaved. My subjects were good except photography. My photography teacher was that boring, he fucked up the joy of it for me. So me and some of my girlfriends, just friends, from Room 42 supposedly went out taking photos, but instead snuck down to the out-of-bounds area and laid under the trees, and we cuddled on a cold day. The best part at the end of both years was when the teachers took us on camp, a place I went twice in high school. We got the lodge accommodation for adults with comfy beds, a kitchen, lounge room, TV. Year 12 was a different story. Due to personal life reasons I changed from a civilized student to a real fuckhead. My new subjects were shit. I started scuffles with a year 11 student who I had history with from high school. No one else dared try to step in. I was a wild beast, didn't know my own strength anymore. No one could beat me, they didn't dare step in. That we scuffled in the foyer every morning. Everyone stared in horror. Annie and Leandra arrived together every day, broke us up. I assumed they'd be too weak to do anything. After the death of my cousin that year I only got physically worse, but I had a roadblock coming my way. Blinded by her sweet, innocent, loving, caring smile in year 11, I underestimated Annie big time. Underneath it lurked a woman who won't tolerate any bullshit. One morning during a scuffle I went to swing until Annie pulled me away with one hand. The look on her face made me flinch. This went on for well over half the year. No matter how hard I tried to get one in, Annie was behind me like a ghost. I talked back to her big time. I'll smash that cunt's fucking face in, I'll do what I fucking want, I don't give a fuck. Biggest mistake ever. I wasn't giving up without a fight, but Annie had plans up her sleeve every day to make me surrender. She lectured me about my behavior, scared me straight, kept me in line, threatened to tell Mike, Rachel. The day finally came when I fully surrendered, stopped scuffling. Annie made sure I matured into a proper young man even when I tried to fool her and get a swing at that guy. On my final day of college I gave her the biggest bear hug ever and thanked her for everything she ever did for me. I'll be forever grateful to her. To this day we're good friends on social media. One afternoon I was catching my bus home, someone boarded headed towards the back where I sat. To keep their identity private I knew them from somewhere. We talked about life, but when I brought up the lockdowns they told me it was them who caused the code gray. The reason unfortunately cannot be said. I laughed about the entire story. Even though that high school is a piece of shit, it's nice to know there are 2 good memories that happened there.